The world is witnessing the death of America. Not from an outside force, but from a low-level con man, a pathological liar, a convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist that also inherited $400 million at birth and still managed to go bankrupt 6 times. Yet he's convinced millions of Americans that he's their savior, that he's this great deal maker, that he's this great leader. It's almost, if it was a movie, we would go see it and we would think it was completely unrealistic. We would think enough people would rise up to stop him, just as we believed the Germans would do that before Hitler seized control of the country and murdered 6 million Jews. You guys, this is happening right now, and we are running out of time fast. Let's look at the facts. You think I'm exaggerating? He's got the courts locked up. He's got the judges terrified. He's got the media terrified. He's suing 60 Minutes right now.
America, the so-called land of opportunity. For decades, it is all the idea that if you worked hard enough, you could achieve anything you want. But today, that dream feels like rotting from the inside. Millions of Americans wake up every day, not to chase opportunity, but to fight for survival. A growing number feel that their democracy, their economy, and even their future is slipping through the fingers. And the man at the center of it all, Donald Trump, many believe, is heading the country into the wrong direction. Let's have a look.
We are going to lose everything in this country because of one con man. One con man. No one will stand up to him. No one will say that you can't do it this way. No one will say that's not the way we do things here. We are losing our democracy. We are losing our economy. We've already lost all our allies. We are the laughingstock of the entire world. And soon we're going to lose all our money. We're well on our way to losing all of our rights because of one con man, who should have been done after January 6th. Traitors try to overthrow the government. And it's beyond me how he was even allowed to run again. But it is even more beyond me that people voted for him.
America's economy is collapsing before our eyes, and most people have no idea how bad it's going to get. Right now, credit card debt has hit over 1.3 trillion for the first time ever. More than 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and homelessness has reached its highest recorded level in history. That is huge indicators of where today's economy is and where we are going. Families are maxing out their credit cards just to buy groceries, and even people earning 6 figures can't keep up. I show videos about this all the time. People are genuinely struggling here in the United States, and it seems like 6 figures is not even a big deal anymore. You need to make beyond that, and that's absolutely absurd. When I was growing up, 6 figures meant that you were just rich. Nowadays, it's just kind of like the going salary that is necessary in order to survive and thrive in today's economy. Entire communities are being forced out of their homes. They're living in tents, hotels, even storage units. I've reported on this already. And this should all be proof, again, that America is in decline. And if you're not seeing that, then I don't know what to say. A lot of people are still living like nothing is wrong.
I want to be very serious with all of you right now. No sugarcoating, no spiritual bypassing, and no pretending it's going to be okay just because that's the way you want it to be. Take a look around. This administration is doing exactly what it said it was going to do. The courts aren't stopping it. Congress isn't stopping it. And let's be honest, at this point, it really feels like no one can stop them. So the question I keep asking myself every day is, where is all of this going?
Can't we get by in this country anymore just working one fucking job like our parents and grandparents did? But when did survival become a group project? Everybody's so quick to yell, just work harder, grind more, pick a side hustle. But the real question is, why the hell should we have to? Why is one full-time job no longer enough to afford food, rent, and peace of mind? Why are we working 50, 60 hours a week away from our families and, still checking our bank apps like we committed a crime? Why is owning a home now treated like some luxury fantasy instead of the bare minimum of our parents achieved with a high school diploma and a single paycheck? Why are people forced to DoorDash after 10-hour shifts just to afford eggs, gas, and maybe prescription medicine, maybe even diapers? Why do people celebrate people working for themselves into exhaustion, but shame them for admitting they're struggling. Why do we keep pretending this is normal? You shouldn't need a second job to just keep your head above water. You shouldn't have to burn out just to barely get by. Why is everything rising except our wages? This isn't laziness. This isn't lack of ambition. I mean, this is like a system designed to drain you and convince you that it's your fault. I mean, it's not your fault. You're not behind. We're being buried alive and then told to be grateful for the dirt.
This is no longer the America of hope. It is becoming a man-made society, a place where people are forced to work 2, 3, or even 4 jobs just to keep the lights on, only to watch their paychecks disappear under endless taxes, skyrocketing bill, and broken promises. A nation that once called itself the leader of the free world now finds itself fractured, exhausted, and on the edge of collapse. Our families are drowning in debt. Young people are giving up on the idea of ever owning a home. Retirees are burning out through their savings just to afford rent and medication. Donald Trump promised to bring America back to greatness, but many people now believe he is accelerating its decline. The gap between the rich and the poor has never been wider. Corruption has seeped into every corner of the government, and the very democracy that once inspired the world has been chipped away, replaced by a system where corporate interest, billionaire donors, and political propaganda dictate the future.
The United States is about to break, and nobody is willing to talk about it. If we as a country don't make a change here, we are cooked. The media doesn't give it the attention it deserves. Politicians won't say it out loud. But our country, it's drowning in over $36 trillion in debt. And here's the terrifying part. We're now spending more than $1 trillion a year just to pay the interest. Not the debt itself, just the interest. It takes my breath away whenever I talk about it. Imagine you maxed out your credit card that you have, then took out more just to cover your monthly payments. That's what we're doing as a government and as a country. And when the bill comes due, it's you who's going to pay the price. Higher taxes, slash services, or worse, God forbid, a financial collapse that would make 2008 look like a hiccup. If we don't change course here, folks, if we don't stop printing money, overspending, and kicking this can down the road, your future, our future, won't be stable jobs and affordable homes. It'll be layoffs, rent that you can't afford, and retirement accounts that don't mean anything. Heck, some of you are saying right now, I'm already feeling the effects. They'll try to distract you with these headlines and drama, but this is the real threat we are facing, and nobody's coming to save us.
Y'all want to know one real reason why America's crashing out like crazy right now? Mediocrity don't hit like it used to, baby. See, once upon a time in America, you could be real mid and still thrive. Mediocre effort, boom, you get a house, car, annual vacation, pension, hell, maybe even a boat. You could clock in, coast through the week, grill on Sundays, and still retire with dignity. But that era is dead and gone, baby. And instead of leveling up or adapting, they're mad, they're bitter, and they're not even blaming the billionaires. They blaming you. They have the audacity to blame me. They blaming immigrants, black people, queer folk, anyone they think is taking something that used to be theirs by default. See, they don't want equality. They want comfort. And when mediocrity no longer gets them that comfort, they start rewriting the rules to rig the game again. It ain't about fairness. It's about preserving the lie. The lie that being average should still be enough for them.
Is America entering its final phase? What if I told you the collapse of the American middle class wasn't a bug in the system? It was the plan all along. We are not just witnessing political chaos. We are watching a democracy suffocate while being told everything is fine. And here's the terrifying part. This has happened before. Japan, Germany, even Rome. But the US is different because it had something Russia never did. A real middle class. And now that's being dismantled in real time. So, is the next empire to fall? Or the one that fights back? I don't have the answer, but I do have the roadmap. And you need to see it.
If you think collapse is coming, I got news for you. You're already in it. Idiots actually lead, and truth is criminal. Men are being punished for competence. Listen to that. Every institution is a circus now. The news is a lie, and our leaders in a lot of countries are actual actors and entertainers. Think about that. But you know why it kind of hits different now? Because you're not actually entertained anymore. A lot of us are just disgusted. And that's the moment that a lot of strong men leave. Not to save it, like F that. You just want to outlive it. The funeral has already started, so start walking.
The American empire collapsing.
Yes, it is. The question, the key question for everyone to be asking themselves, especially those in leadership, is how fast? And then the second question is, how do we arrest it to a certain extent? You can't stop it. It's impossible. But you can arrest it, and you can build a glide slope down which the empire slides, if you will, because there are equals in the world now. China, of course, is one of them. With nuclear weapons, you must say that Russia is one of them. And India comes very close to being one of them. It's a multipolar world now. You can't have a hegemon that is all things to all people 24/7.
America is collapsing, not in an instant, but in slow motion, like a great empire crumbling under the weight of its own greed. It's losing its moral compass, its economic stability, and its social cohesion. And unless something changes, this slow collapse will turn into a free fall. The question is, will America wake up before it's too late? Or will it keep marching down this path, draining its own people until there's nothing left to give? But history has shown us that no empire lasts forever. And right now, the American empire is running out of time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in the next video.